Hello, everyone, and welcome back to more Mystic Destinies Echoes. We are back for chapter 7, I believe. This is chapter 7, Tsunami. I believe it is. I can't. Again, my memory sucks. But in the last episode, regardless, we left off with our trip to Avalon. Yes, so we start off that chapter. All the motley crew make our way to Avalon. Thanks with Cillian as the guide. We go to the path where it's like we've seen it before in the past. If you watch the original game, then and you watch Shinji's route, then you know that there's like a little waterfall path that like basically goes over towards Avalon and towards the Spring Castle. That's where like the kingdom of the Elfer are. So the plan was is to just kind of teleport directly there, except what ends up happening is that we teleport in the middle of a fucking field. Yes, it was a field, and we're like confused. We're like, isn't this supposed to go to the castle? Like, what happened, Cillian? And Cillian's just like, yeah, I thought so too. And then we get attacked. It was a ambush. It was an ambush, a planned ambush by the, of course, cultists. We don't know how they managed to do it, but they did. So we get into a fight, a full-on brawl, and things aren't looking so good for our team because there's so many of the cultists just out of nowhere. So one of them, as the guys are defending us, one of them gets a jump on us and kidnaps us, tries to kidnap us, takes us away, and gets quite a bit of distance away from the whole group until we are stopped by Shinji. Shinji comes into the rescue and like subdues our captor, and then, oh yeah, in the midst of it, we spot Pax. Pax was there as well too, and then finally we see Pax for sure. She's with Shinji. Well, she kind of walks up to us with Shinji. She wasn't with him, like she was just around in the neighborhood and just kind of stumbled in on this entire mess. So she says. So yeah, she's just like, I was just chilling at one of the Sylphs villages, and then I heard about all this commotion. Now I got caught up in it. I am in no way going to get involved further. I'm just here to like dip. She like pulled a tuxedo mask where it's like, I'm here, and then she didn't really do anything, but then she just kind of left and was cool, and it was just just stood there being cool. So we leave. We're still a bit of a bad blood between us and her, because she's still running away from her problems, and she's just afraid. I'm pretty sure she's afraid of course, Muir coming into coming into contact with her. But too late for her, because once we head over to the Spring Castle, we meet Hikaru, who was our healer. He was called over to, of course, get some healing, and we talked to Naoki about what he's caught us up on what basically happened. It's true that the cultists were they somehow managed to get their hands on chaos magic, and that's how they managed to ambush us, which is worrying. And so I think Shinji comes in afterwards. He talks to us as well too about the involvement, our involvement with what's it called, the sylphs. So apparently the cultists are going around massacring sylph villages and the sylph population in Avalon. I think it's because they wanted to lure us out because of, obviously there are peeps, so we're upset. And of course Shinji's upset because he's like, it's like, before in the past, how the Elfers didn't really do much for the people of their kingdom, because they're like all like, they have this reputation of being all high and mighty and thinking highly of themselves. But no, Shinji's different, because he's like, these are my people. I'm going to do the right thing, and I'm going to offer my help and try to like help as best as I can instead of just ignoring it, kind of thing. That was all fine and dandy until Muir takes over. Muir all of a sudden has the ability to possess people, well, possess Shinji in particular. Like, apparently because he got in contact with his heart, which is implied to be Pax. We don't know how that works yet, but Muir takes over Shinji's body. He gets like, he's testing out his new abilities, like new body who dis kind of thing, and we're like freaking out. We're like, when was this a thing? So everybody comes in, all panicked. Shinji's mom comes in, Hikaru comes in, and Cillian, everybody is there. And Muir's obviously like, "Ooh, okay, so I'm going to basically take over the entire world. Yes, I am here. I'm Doomsday. I am Doomsday Muir that everybody's been talking about." And the first people to kind of be on his hit list will be the Alphas because apparently they have beef with each other. They had beef with each other in the past. Alphas or the king, yeah, Alphas were like, they went to war with Atlantis because Atlantis was so prosperous, and of course, Alpha wanted to conquer that, get the resources, and then, ended up, destroying the entire civilization. And now, Mir's pissed about that. He's salty. He's still salty, and so he's like, yeah, I'm going to take over Shinji as, like, this whole ironic kind of thing going on. But thanks to Hikaru and Naoki, they managed to come up with a sly plan, and they kick him out, thankfully. Of course, Shinji was a big help too because he was trying to fight it the entire time. So Muir is kicked out of Shinji's body, and that's it. Yeah, that's very worrying. It's a very worrying thing because Muir, he's just all of a sudden has the ability to possess people now, and that's not something we want. So yeah, that's it. That's all. We leave for the day. We all go take a rest because we just got attacked. We're just kind of healing, and then we have this now. This issue. So let's get right to it and see what this chapter is all about. So mass attacks all over Japan. Yes. My homeland facing being slaughtered. Yes, because of me. Muir possessing Shinji, promising to destroy the Alpha. Yes. And the possibility of Muir getting free and destroying the entire world with chaos. A simple choice back then to find our fortunes turned into unleashing hell upon the world. Yeah, we kind of pulled an Indiana Jones there. Where we touched things that we shouldn't be touching. Pax has left, and so I'm the only one trying to take responsibility for our actions. Oh, you never know. Maybe she'll show up again. Very last minute. Finally got her shit together. But right now, the burden feels immeasurably heavy, and I think I might be crushed under it. And it's the library, the thing we came here for. It's been a day since Muir possessed Shinji. Yeah, he seems to have recovered physically anyway. The mental trauma is something else. Yeah, the entirety of the Dawn team, along with the 3 members of the royal family, now stand in the royal archives of Avalon. Hikaru is apparently out there on the front lines trying to help my people. I feel blessed that they have a demigod out there defending them. I know that I have no right to worry after leaving all those years ago, but I just hope that my family is okay. Right? Cillian kneels before a man that looks a lot like Shinji, pressing his fist to his chest. It's his dad. The man motions for Cillian to stand, then wraps him up in a hug that seems to surprise Cillian. Cillian then turns to us, pressing his fist to his chest again and bowing his head. I present His Majesty, the High King Lachlan, who rules over all Avalon in his wisdom. That's very formal. His wife, Her Majesty, the High Queen Mickey. So cute. And you already know His Majesty, ruler of all Alpha, King Aogon. Yes. Please just call me Shinji. Next to Shinji, the king and queen look equally uncomfortable. Lachlan and Mickey are just fine. You're amongst friends, and we're all fighting to the same end of stopping Muir here. Yes, Cillian frowns and is probably screaming about propriety in his head, but doesn't protest. Well, as long as you aren't gonna cut off my head because I broke some rule. Lachlan laughs, although it sounds a bit sad, and shakes his head. That may have been how things were in the past, but I tried to run this place differently. Yes, emphasis on try. Not everyone is happy with the changes we try to make. Of course not. The kind of politics we all know and love. Exactly, it's all annoying as hell. That's why I usually just stay in Choa and Yoru. Yes, must be tough being a king and a barista. A manager barista. And university student. Shinji does it all, yes. He's a model student. Shinji's parents smile proudly and he looks awkwardly away. Anyway, we thought the archives would be the best place to have a meeting, and since you're doing research. I have no idea where the book Cillian mentioned is, though. Well, okay, yeah. Don't worry, I'll find it with enough time. In fact, I'll get started now. Excuse me, he's very excited. He's like, oh my god, look at all these books! Look at all these books! With a slight bow, Naoki walks off, disappearing into the vast library. I half want to shout, "Take me with you," but I know there's still important matters to address. Lucky bastard. Have you guys gotten anything out of that cultist yet? Right, the lady that Shinji knocked out, the one that tried to kidnap us, yeah, she's not dead. She's just, you know, again, she's our hostage now, and she's going to be our source of information, hopefully. Yes, somewhat. She's been quite talkative as she claims she has nothing to hide. We know that she's a demon and that she's convinced that she was going to be Muir's high priestess. Aha. She also had an interesting artifact on her that I've been studying. Oh, whoa. Mickey holds out a small cylindrical object with engravings on it for us to see. She was rather proud of it, saying that it was a sign of her loyalty to Muir. But I can't figure out yet if it does anything. Naoki could probably help with that if you want. He's got this huge thing for weird artifacts. Yeah, that's sort of his specialty. I'd appreciate it, honestly. The only other thing we know is that she believes if enough chaos is spread through the world in the name of Muir, this will grant Muir the power to break his seal in return. Okay, guess that's why they're all going crazy attacking people back home. Fucking peachy. Spreading chaos spreads actual chaos? Who knew? Shinji nods. It started in Yoru, but it spread so far that I couldn't ignore it anymore. I still can't believe they've infiltrated as far as Avalon, though. People are easily swayed with the temptation of power and status. Resurrecting a god who promises you that God and heaven on earth most likely seems worth the trouble of whatever he asked. Oh, not to mention the fear factor. If you really believe there's a god speaking to you through your local cult leader, then you're gonna want to comply with his orders. Yeah, seriously. And then we learned firsthand just yesterday that Muir truly is out there trying to resurrect. I'm guessing he really has been possessing that cult leader, Rohan. I'll never forgive him for what he did to Shinji. Yeah, nor will I. Yeah, possession's not fun. I don't understand why it happened to Shinji of all people in the first place. Muir's never shown himself before. Well, not that you were aware of, because he showed himself to Pax, and that's what freaked her out. Mickey looks hesitantly at Shinji, who gives a small nod. Shinji has always been too close to the world of shadows. Ah yeah, death magic wasn't something we wanted to have a run-in with, but this isn't his first time having something like this happen, right? I've been reading research papers that have found that death magic derives from chaos magic. So, it's a high probability that Muir used this pathway to take control of Shinji. Right. Would that there were something I could have done, okay? I failed to protect King Aogon. There was nothing any of us here could have done. I wish he'd leave him out of it. The sins of the father concept was never one I was fond of. Whatever mistakes I or my ancestors have made are not my sons. I agree. Muir seems to have questionable morality for a god. These rumors of a utopia directly conflict with the whole spread chaos thing. Well, that's right. Well, that's what we're trying to figure out in terms of like the prophecy, because the prophecy was saying one thing and it looked like it was saying another thing. You think it'd make his cultists a little more suspicious that he's preaching about a land of peace, but telling them to attack innocents. It's doubtful that these people even think beyond what they believe they're gonna be getting out of the deal, right? It does not matter if Muir is evil or not to these cultists. People never care where their spoils come from, as long as they get them. Exactly. Don't you think it's a little premature to call him evil, though? How? Yeah. You literally saw and heard everything yesterday. He's totally villaining it up. Yes, villaining it up. From everything we've heard, Muir was a kind god protector of Atlantis that was betrayed by his own people. He said the Alpha had a hand in that, and you all know firsthand how insidious those people are. Oh, no offense. I was gonna say, like, none taken. I'm just saying, what if Muir and his followers think they're doling out justice? Well, the people they're attacking might be the evil ones in his eyes. A fair deduction. Naoki comes up just then, holding a book. Okay, I squint at it and realize I can read some of the title. Atlantean? Wow, you found it! You can read that? I guess, just the parts in Sylvian. So, Atlantis must have had some relation to the Sylphs. Perhaps Muir was telling the truth then, when he said all races lived there. Well, from what I can gather from my studies as an archaeologist and time spent studying in this library in the past few days, Atlantis was founded by Avalonian races like Sylphs. Really, apparently the Alpha were so horrible at that time that most people decided to leave on a boat and find somewhere else. Shinji sighs. Not even surprised. I bet Muir wasn't lying about the Alpha coming along and ruining everything then. Never once to take not being invited to a party well. That just lends more evidence to my theory then. Muir was a god who protected oppressed people. He can't be an evil god. You sure you aren't just saying that because he's a water god? Well, it's all about perspective, okay? Like he doesn't see himself as evil, and his intentions originally weren't evil. But the scale in which he's kind of like pushing his agenda now and how it evolved is now turning into like, that's too much. That's too much. Of course not. The evidence speaks for itself. It does not matter if he is evil or not. The situation must be brought to the same conclusion. It is killed or be killed. Okay, Julius, God. Yeah. Chaos being unleashed into the world is something we can't let happen either way, right? And the people his cult is attacking now are innocents. They nor their ancestors had anything to do with what happened thousands of years ago, right? Good or evil, he must be stopped. Divine magic is the opposite of chaos magic. If he's spreading chaos and Hikaru's spell worked, then he must have become corrupted by chaos at some point. Yeah, okay, yeah. That was in the back of my mind too. I was like, he might have, in his like time of being locked away and like just sealed away, he might have gone really like kind of crazy with the chaos, and that's how like he kind of like, now that he's awake, he's like, I'm going to destroy everything because he's had so much time to just stew in it. He's too dangerous to let roam free. Right. So Katsu, do you seriously want people to be murdered and a crazy god filling the world with chaos? Whatever chaos really is, it's nothing good. I mean, that demon curse you have on you is chaos magic, right? It's not that I want that. I think Katsu just gets it, I want to stop it from happening too. Then I just think there must be a way we can do this without destroying Muir. Wow, okay. How do you all even intend to stop him anyway? With the Infinity Stones! I don't know. Just call Thanos. We now know for sure that he's a god, and he's obviously powerful. Katsu's piercing question leaves a deafening silence in its wake. Everyone looks away in thought, and I have to wonder if anyone does have any idea on how to stop a god. Mickey gasped just then, clutching at her head. What, my love? She shakes her head, struggling to respond. What? Having seen this happen just yesterday, my fight or flight response kicks in hard. Get away from her. What? No. Is she getting possessed? Lachlan, Muir might be trying to possess her. What? How? Yeah, how? Before anyone can answer, the High King, shadow tendrils shoot out of Mickey's body. Well, okay, there he goes. He's just body hopping at this point. They wrap around Lachlan's body, lifting him up into the air. Really? No ideas on how to stop me. And here I was, waiting ever so patiently to hear about your grand plans. Let go of my wife. Let go. And Muir's masculine voice distorts Mickey's feminine one, making his laugh even eerier. He completely ignores Lachlan and continues on. Pathetic. Truly pathetic. Yet a relief to know. For that, I will grant you all the opportunity to see this woman kill her husband. How about no? Having the Alphas' queen kill her king. This will be the perfect start to my vengeance. Uh-oh. I looked at Cillian, the knight who was sworn to protect his king. But he's frozen to the spot. Well, Cillian! Shinji, on the other hand, runs right at Mickey with his staff. You would attack your own mother. You have no idea. Shinji sends a bolt of lightning at Mickey Muir, but with a wave of her hand, it vanishes into nothingness. Ah, I got it. I totally forgot. It's a bit of a callback to what his route it truly is. I'll try not to spoil too much because I feel like I've been doing that all along throughout this entire game. But, like, yeah. So someone needs to get Hikaru. Yes. Well, where is he? I'll do it. I'm the fastest anyway. Not waiting for an answer, Jun dashes out of the room. Yes, gotta go fast. Cillian, are you helping or not? I can't attack the High Queen. I'm sworn not to ever harm the royal family. Those are the rules, the most important rule. Well, technically they're... good then, that's one less to deal with. As for the rest... Okay, tendrils shoot out from Mickey's body in all directions, instantly gripping Iruis, Katsu, and Naoki. Shinji and I both managed to dodge them, but just barely. Lachlan speaks in between gasps as he hangs in midair. Muir, trust me, I understand just how terrible the Alpha have been, but we're trying to right those wrongs now. Killing us won't even give us a chance to make up for the past. Muir looks up at Lachlan and wraps another tendril around his throat. Those your ancestors wronged are not alive anymore. They have no voice anymore, and their children's children continue to have no voice. So shall you not. I will enact an equivalent justice on their behalf. Okay, Lachlan only manages a strangled scream as the tendrils begin to crush him. I have seen that nothing has changed in Avalon. And the one who disobeyed me and harmed the children of my people will have her punishment as well. But you shall be the first. Disobeyed and harmed the children of... What? I don't have time to wonder what Muir meant. Shinji sends multiple lightning bolts at Mickey Muir over and over along with strong winds. I join him by sending the strongest gust of wind I can manage. But they all vanish in midair. It is a shame you refuse to follow your ancestors' footsteps and guide my people to Atlantis, little sylph. Perhaps after some pain you will change your mind. Muir laughs and a giant tendril lazily lifts from Mickey's body. It slaps at us, sending us flying into the wall. Ouch. Ugh. It has not been a good time to be a sylph. From the floor, Shinji yells at Cillian, who's still standing there, frozen in horror. Yeah, this is a hate... I'm getting hate crimed right now. Help my parents, Cillian. Fuck the rules, right? Cillian! Shinji's roars... Shinji's hoarse pain cries rings through the giant room. Okay, come on, Cillian, come on, do it, girl. We can't. Okay, I'm gonna be hella salty if like the king dies too. Like that just sucks. Cillian stands there trembling and slowly turns his head to look at his fallen king. For a brief moment, it feels like everything is completely still. In this instant, Cillian appears to make up his mind. Yes, go girl, you go girl. Intensity strengthens his features and he draws his sword. Oh, now you want to join in on the fun? What do you think that you can do against me? I will not know until I try. With those few words, Cillian leaps off with incredible speed and power. Mickey Muir frowns and tries to shoot out a tendril, but Cillian cuts through it even as he moves towards Mickey's body. Oh, that's a magic sword. Muir steps back for the first time. He continues to send tendrils at Cillian, but Cillian furiously hacks away at every single one. Cillian hits the one holding Lachlan, then the ones holding the other guys. I scramble to send a giant flat gust of wind like a saucer across the floor. Thankfully, it catches everyone just in time. I lean back and sigh. Shinji mouths nice ones at me as he crouches by the wall. Then he turns back to watching Cillian attack Mickey with a severe expression, tensely waiting for an opening. I can only imagine how he must feel right now, watching his mother be attacked by a knight sworn to protect them. From the ground in the distance, Naoki gets to his knees and yells. It's the artifact. Oh, it has to be. Oh, grab and break it. Whoa. Cillian doesn't respond, but there's no way he didn't hear Naoki. Oh, that artifact the cultist had, yeah. That must be Mir's pathway to possessing Mickey. How is he supposed to get to her still enough? How is he supposed to get her still enough to even grab it though? Thinking quickly, I force myself up against the pain of my injuries and run to Shinji. I murmur my plan in an urgent, required voice. Help me. I'll trip her up. You bind her with wind. The information only takes a moment to process before Shinji nods. I aim just enough wind at Mickey's feet to make the retreating Muir stumble. In that instant, Muir's concentration is split between falling and Cillian's oncoming attack. To be extra sure, I erect a barrier of wind to protect Mickey's body from Cillian's attack. Shinji makes a coiling hand motion, effectively binding his mother's body from moving. Realizing what has happened, Cillian immediately stops attacking. He smoothly sheaths his sword. Shinji and Lachlan both run over to Mickey. Lachlan searches Mickey's clothing until he finds the artifact. If you think you can get rid of me that easily, think again. I will be free, and when I am, I'll be that much more powerful. Shinji takes the artifact out of Lachlan's hand and smashes it on the ground. As Julius, Naoki, and Katsu approach, the pieces are set on fire by Julius. God. Why do you have to have such a difficult name, Julius? In an almost comical move, Shinji strikes it with lightning for good measure. It's like overkill, but it's okay, it's fine. Anything to keep him from coming back for now. Far away from everyone else, and once again injured, I quietly fall to my knees. Cillian, who has been staring at the floor the entire time, notices and runs to me. He kneels down beside me. My lady, are you hurt? Well, I wince. I'm just beaten up a little, maybe a little. I look over at Shinji, who seems completely fine, and curse my easily breakable bones. Oh right, that too. The other guys look over at me, and I feel embarrassed to be the only one injured. Where is Jun already? We need the service of that demigod's healing again. Oh, I'll go search for him. Julius looks over at me, reluctance covering his features. Although I do not wish to leave, perhaps we should all go and split up to save time. Cillian, we'll leave her in your hands. Take care of her. Okay, the guys all rush off, and I'm thankful, but can't really express it right now. I stare at the ground as I try to bear the pain I'm in and assess the damage my body's taken. This is all my fault. I feel that all I ever do is repeat these words endlessly. But I am so sorry. I can only shake my head, breathless. Shinji leaves the unconscious Mickey with Lachlan and walks over to Cillian and I. His eyes are surprisingly cold as he looks down at Cillian. It's ridiculous to lose everything you care about for the sake of rules. You're a knight, but you're not a puppet. Right? You have a brain. You can make your own decisions. He has a point. Shinji's voice and expression softens. Don't you think it's time for you to live your life with some sense of agency? With that, Shinji walks back over to his parents, leaving me with Cillian. With Cillian's help, I managed to get into a sitting position, reclining in his arms. It's so frustrating, always having to be the one being saved. Yet you always fight courageously. Well, I try, 'cause I don't want to accept my limitations. I look at Cillian's conflicted blue eyes, swimming with sadness and guilt. Cillian, I believe we should try to use the time we've got to the fullest, even if we've got to push our boundaries at times. Don't ever let anyone or anything stop you from pursuing or protecting something you care about. Cillian's eyes sparkle with something I can't quite place, but that I've never seen before. Him nodding and whispering yes is the last thing I remember before succumbing to the pain. Bye. I'm back in bed. Once again! It's been 3 days since the last time Muir showed up and 4 since we came to Avalon. I've been relegated to bed rest by Dr. Hikaru because of my injuries. But the guys have been helping Hikaru get rid of cultists, as well as trying to find a way to stop Muir. At least they aren't attacking the sylphs anymore. Nonetheless, I haven't had the guts to ask about how bad the damage was, much less go see them for myself. After this is all over, though, I will. I tell myself that I don't want to get distracted from what I have to do by grief and guilt right now. But another part of me knows that the biggest thing stopping me is fear. I sigh and stare out my window. I had asked to change rooms after the whole Shinji Muir thing, and thankfully they had obliged. Never know what that dude could be hiding. Never know where that dude could be hiding in, yes. It was more for my comfort than anything else, but the Alpha here seemed to be really kind. And kindness was needed right now. Everyone seemed to be going through it, yeah. Naoki has been oddly silent on matters whenever I see him. He pretty much looked like he was staring into the void, and the void was staring back. I can only imagine what he's thinking. Cillian is struggling with the burden of knowing just how terrible the Alpha really were, that they caused all this, along with his various perceived failures as a knight. Jun seems to want to have no part of this, constantly saying that we should have never gotten mixed up in this. I mean, he has a good point, but at the same time, it's like it's involving everyone at this point. Like, there's no helping it. Not when the world is kind of like on the line here. But at the same time, he seems to be genuinely upset about all the people suffering because of the cultists. Yeah, I know he just won't leave his brother or me at this point. He's not a coward. And Yulia seems to be experiencing an existential crisis that's 2,000 years delayed every time I see him. It's so true. That is so true. Like, Julius, he had his own agenda. He had his own little, like, resurrection, becoming all powerful and mighty and immortal. Like, he had his own plans before we had to kill him in, like, show's route. And now he's like, he has to face somebody else who's doing the same thing he's trying to accomplish. He was trying to accomplish, yeah. How is he that powerful through a proxy even? Even I couldn't do a thing. How could I defeat him? I'd pass by him murmuring to himself every now and then. I'm guessing he's not used to being tossed around like a rag doll. I guess, yeah, he is. Yeah, he's like 2,000 years old. Not gonna lie, Muir is terrifying, but Muir is probably older, I guess. I haven't been able to sleep well since my encounters with him. I can't imagine the struggles the royal family is having. Regardless, they've been supportive of us during our pitiful existential crises, as well as we all try to embrace our imminent doom. Oh, I begin to sigh, but then the door slams wide open. Oh, Katsu. God damn it. Katsu of all people strides in, grinning ear to ear. What are you smiling about? I've been healing his burns when he needed it due to his curse. But now, Hikaru's been taking care of it. Yeah, he's been taking care of it, so I can't imagine what he wants. I've had a wonderful idea on how to save us, Aurelia. Oh god. I highly doubt that, but go on. Katsu turns to the window, clenching his fists in practical glee. I can't believe I didn't think of it before all this mess happened. Okay. Katsu spins around to face me, his long hair flowing after him. The dragons can save us. Ah? You were useless against Muir. Katsu waves his hand. Not me. In truth, what most people call dragons are only half dragon alas. I'm speaking of the real dragons, the guardians of the gods. There can be no one stronger than those that protect gods. Huh, well that sounds good, I guess. Do you know how to find one? Maybe. Maybe? I'm not certain that I've ever heard anyone be so unsure with so much enthusiasm. Katsu pulls out a chair and immediately assumes what I can only describe as a lounging position. So, I sent a message to my mortal enemy, Tatsuya, aka the Rude Clan leader, through Shinji, yes, because they're friends. And he said he found out that there's actually a ritual that may or may not work to talk to them in times of great need. Okay, I told Shinji to bring him back if he actually knew anything that could help. And so Tatsuya is here now, preparing the ritual. Okay, so let me get this straight. You brought the leader of your clan all the way here to do a ritual that may or may not work, to talk to a dragon that may or may not be able and willing, or may or may not be able or willing to help us. Yep, hey. You can't tell me I'm not the hidden MVP of the team. Okay. Well, how about if this somehow works, then I'll tell you that you are. Yeah. That works for me. Okay, he's so proud of himself. Okay, we'll give him that. Okay. We'll give him that. Katsu stands up and practically skips to the door. I'm gonna go see if he needs any help preparing for the ritual. Do you want to come? Sure. I throw back the sheets and flutter to the door. It's way better than being in bed all day, so I'm game. Yes. It depends on what you're doing in the bed. Shut up, curse. Curse, right. Yes, you can't mention any sexy business or else you're gonna get burned. Like, literally. Let's go. Okay. Let's go. Okay. So after a long walk outside of the castle grounds, Katsu brings me to a beach. Is this where they're... Oh, hey, it's Tatsuya! I spot a young man there drawing some kind of symbols in the sand from a paper. But he's entirely shirtless. Yes, well, kind of. Not really shirtless. He has shoulder pads. He has shoulder guards. Dang, okay, I can see how this guy probably easily beat Katsu. Right? But I mean, Katsu's pretty ripped too, I don't know. They're both pretty ripped. He eyes us suspiciously the moment we stroll up to him and Katsu waves. Yo, this is Aurelia, the key to Atlantis and the woman I have been protecting. Nice. Katsu says the last part so proudly I feel embarrassed. Not my preferred kind of introduction either, but I guess it's not wrong. Hey, I'm Tatsuya, lead of the Ryu. Okay. Hey, thanks for coming. Although I'm sorry Katsu dragged you all the way out here. I'm used to nonsense when it comes to Katsu. Right. From what I know, the Ryu are ice dragons. I stare at him, wondering if he isn't too hot. Well, at least it's not summer. Are you sure you aren't too warm out here? I mean, it's worse in the city, honestly. At least here, there's a possibility of a breeze. Oh, actually, I can provide that. You want some wind? I got some wind here. Here, I'll help you out. I'll be your number one fan. I gently move my hands to and fro to begin a constant breeze on Tatsuya. Once it's started, it's easy to keep up without moving my hands. Thanks. You're definitely more useful than Katsu. I'll take that as a compliment. Hey, I do my best, alright? He does. Okay, he does. Tatsuya stares at me a moment longer, stopping his drawing entirely. I think we met before. Yes, at the cafe. We have. I feel like I'd remember if I met someone like you. Tatsuya brings his attention back to his drawings, shooing Katsu out of the way. I'm sure of it. Back at my mom's coffee house, for one. Oh man, yeah. You were the waiter? Yes. Tatsuya nods and I can see the similarities in looks now, but this form is still very different. But that's not all. You came to my apartment before. Aurelia! And here you've been judging me the whole time you've been sleeping around. I haven't been sleeping around. No! Isn't he technically like... No, he's not a minor, but like, he's young, okay? He's young. Before I can respond to the utter stupidity that just came out of Katsu's mouth, Tatsuya shoots him a dirty look. Shut up. And he's probably in a relationship right now. That's not what I meant. Only a pervert would think that anyway. Tatsuya turns back to me. I'm Takumi's roommate, right? Ah, you came over once to yell at him. Oh, I remember. He had done something particularly dumb the night before, and I had to clean up his mess. Sorry if I woke you. You're good. I'm always up early. Okay, so Katsu sniffs like a petulant child. Tatsuya goes back to finishing his drawing. For the life of me, I can't figure out why Katsu can't get along with him. He seems like a really nice guy, handsome too. Or maybe that's it? Maybe Katsu is jealous, and Katsu's personality is so grating on Tatsuya that they can't get along. Yeah. As I muse these things to myself, Katsu studies Tatsuya's drawing with a serious gaze. Tatsuya finally stands up, apparently done. With a burst of light, Katsu transforms into his true form as well. Okie dokie. What do we need to do next? Okay, Tatsuya looks down at his notebook. Alright, so apparently, hold hands. I gotta hold hands! Then we join our powers together and call out for the dragon god's assistance. He shows Katsu what I assume are the exact words in his notebook. In this case, we're trying for the water dragon god, since you think you're so devout. Ugh, holding hands. I know. Do you think this will actually work? Well, I already told you, I have no freaking clue, and we're already here anyway, so we have to try. My grandfather's the one who gave it to me, but even he had no idea. It's been passed down for generations, so I assumed they wouldn't keep something useless around. You're the one who made it sound like we're all gonna be killed by some insane god if I didn't at least try. So let's just get this over with. Okay, jeez. Alright, Katsu smoothly holds out his hand and closes his eyes. Tatsuya hesitantly reaches out and then snatches it. I see you're the rough type. Not a surprise with the way you fight. Guys, shut up. Guys. Oh boy. I guess that's why they don't get along. Oh. Sorry, I accidentally hit the scroll button. Talk about personality and incompatibility. The two finally stop bickering as they begin to glow with an aura of power surrounding them. Oh, Dragon God Aquarius, your descendant needs your help. Please answer our call. For a few breaths, nothing happens. Sisu! Sisu, where are you? I bet they're feeling pretty lame right now. It's right about the time I'm thinking that I hear a voice from all around me. Oh, it's working! It's a smooth, casual voice. Male, but higher pitched than I was expecting. Oh. Hello? Is this thing on? Is this thing on? Katsu opens his eyes and drops Tatsuya's hand, nearly hopping with happiness. Yes, yes, your child Katsunosuke is here, oh great dragon Lord Aquarius. Tatsuya opens his eyes, only to roll them. Oh, one of my kids. He's like, Aquarius is probably like, oh god damn it, like, I didn't want to see my kids. That's cool. Good to hear from you, Katsu. How you doing? He sounds chill. I like this guy. Why does this guy sound like this? Whatever the reason, Katsu doesn't seem to notice or mind. If anything, he seems filled with absolute joy at being acknowledged. I'm actually doing not so good. Dad? Dad. Sorry to hear that. Oh, that's why I called out to you, actually. Are you sure you're really Aquarius? Aquarius the dragon? I'm so glad he asked, because I was wondering the same thing. Yeah, I'm a dragon. You don't feel like one of my children, though. Who the hell is this kid? Child of Glacidus? Glacidus, yeah. Tatsuya looks so shocked that I have to assume he's right. Guess this is actually the dragon they were looking for then, somehow. Heh, knew it. Anyway, what's up, my descendant? What's going on? Yo! Katsu begins to explain the whole sad story of how we're probably going to be killed horribly by Muir any day now. When he's finished, Aquarius makes it sound like he's thinking. That's real unfortunate. Muir, huh? I remember him. He was a good guy. Protected Atlantis for a long time. Didn't ask for much in return. See? I knew it. He was a minor god in the heavens, pretty weak, so I never guarded him directly. But he always a super quiet, friendly dude. If he's messing with chaos, that means he's gone off the deep end, though. No coming back from that. Yes. So does that mean he has to be killed? Yeah, if you can. I mean, really don't need him messing up the world. That's the thing. We can't. That's why we were asking you. Yeah, that's rough, buddy. Hey, that's not. Hey, are you like busy playing Pai Sho when we interrupted you or something like that? Like, hello, sir, we're kind of in a crisis. The hell you mean that's rough? Aren't you supposed to be a protector of the divine? I was, but I left the heavens. Don't you know the stories? What? Yes, but Glacidus... the other dragons are gonna do whatever they're gonna do. But this is Aquarius. This is what I do. God damn, which is... He's like, you're on your own, kid. I pretty much spend my time chilling nowadays with the most beautiful women I can find. This is who you get it from, Katsu. This is your hubris right here. Dealing with chaos is no joke. As you've seen, divine beings can get infected by it. Being infected would harsh my mellow, no joke. So I can't help you. I'd held my tongue the entire time since I'm not a dragon, but now I have to at least try. You can't help us at all? If the whole world goes to hell, you'll be affected by it too. Someone else will probably take care of it before it affects me. And that's a big if anyway. If I come into direct contact with Muir, that's like an instant guarantee that I'll get infected. I'll take my chances. By now, Katsu's nearly in tears. Don't you even care about me? About any of your descendants? What about the children? Think of the children. Ah, man. You gotta pull that on me? You know, I just can't be tied down if I can avoid it. My blood is strong, so I'm sure you're the same. I have faith in you. I do care about my kids. Y'all are great. The best. You do my name proud. Aquarius seems to be struggling, so I remain silent. But the lack of confidence I have in the sky is immense. Okay, I tell you what. There's one thing I can think of. It used to be our job to guard the gods against chaos. We would have to go through cleanses every time we came back from fighting. I know a ritual to cleanse chaos from creatures. But it's extremely doubtful that it'd work on a god as corrupted as Muir must be after thousands of years. Right. Like, he's been fermenting in that. Like, you could, like, peel his skin off and make jjigae with it, you know? it also takes a huge ass amount of power. I'll send it to ya. Yeah, I'll send a text. I'll send you the link. Now, if you don't mind, I'm gonna go back to my ladies. Oh, this is depressing me. Wait, can you at least help me with my Curse of Hera? Oh, that one. Sorry, buddy, that's out of my control. Just try to find love, be a good person, all that good stuff. Avoid sticking any part of your body into crazy and or violent peeps in the future. Yeah, Katsu, like, you should be more careful. Good luck! With that, Aquarius's voice and presence is gone from around us. A single paper appears out of thin air, and I change the direction of the wind to bring it into Tatsuya's hands. Man, that guy sucked. Glacidus is so much better. As he stands there stunned, in a small voice, Katsu says, "For once I concur." He said he was coming to protect us from a lot. He said he was coming to protect us from a lot less of a threat than a god. I wish I could get in contact with him, but I have no more power left today to even try. Me neither. Oh yeah, we should have gotten Glacidus. Judging by what Aquarius said, it's dangerous to even expose divine creatures to chaos too. Right. Hikaru must be taking a risk every time he fights them. Looking at this paper, the ritual seems really complicated. And it'd probably kill us. And it'd probably kill us even trying to summon that much power, even if Muir didn't first. Oh man, let's go back and tell the others what happened. And hell, who knows, maybe they found something. Katsu looks down at the ground and whispers, "Man, I hate water dragons. We're so gonna die." Katsu. I sigh, silently agreeing with Katsu. Is that, wait, that was chapter 6? Wait, chapter 7 Tsunami. Okay, I was wrong. I thought I already had chapter... Is that it? Oh, no, is that it? So chapter 7. Interesting. Okay, never mind. I was wrong. I was completely wrong. I thought... I'm so confused. I'm like so confusion. I'm confusion, guys. Anyways, whatever. I'm gonna save it here. It's a new chapter. It's a brand new chapter. Regardless, it's a brand new chapter, and we're gonna stop here, and like we usually do. So that is that. There is that. So that happened. That was a bit of a mess. So Muir is still, he's still test driving his little possession powers. He's, you know, doing it as much as he can and every chance he gets, and so that's worrying. I mean, Katsu tried to do a good thing, which is very sweet of him. Very sweet of him. He tried to do a good thing, but you know, who would have known that his ancestors are exactly like him? You know, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. So we're just gonna see where this goes, and maybe some other bullshit's gonna happen again, and we can maybe devise a plan to, I don't know, trap Muir, maybe do this, maybe hopefully get this ritual going, maybe enlist some more divine help somehow, some way. Like Galen is a god, maybe we can ask him, but who knows? This story can go anywhere at this point. They're basically trying everything at this point. And so, we'll see in the next episode what other crazy plans they'll come up in terms of trying to, like, you know, suppress Muir and stop the end of the world from happening. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this episode. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you're enjoying this Let's Play, and I'll see you in the next chapter, or I'll see you guys in my other Let's Play. But for now, bye!